Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the New Movie Thing Show. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Ross Everett.
On this show, we go and see movies in the theater, brand new ones, but if you don't want to go to the theater and see new movies, you can always go to netflix.com/sourcefed and get a whole month of streaming old movies on the Netflix, and then you can join us on Movie Club.
Yeah, and you also don't have to put up with like little kids or screaming babies unless you're married and have kids. In that case, run.
We went and saw the sequel to the smash hit animated film Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. This one's called
Prisoners. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, written by John Francis Daly, who you might know as the awkward-looking kid from Freaks and Geeks, or the awkward-looking kid from Waiting. That guy can't catch a break.
He's pretty awkward.
Yeah.
He still awkwardly wrote this movie,
I
too.
know,
He was
right?
very awkward while he wrote it. The movie is all about the aftermath of the first Cloudy movie, which is all sorts of foodstuffs gone awry on this little island of Swallow Falls, which is funny because no one's made a joke about how it's called Swallow Falls.
Because it's a kid's movie.
We're Spitz Falls. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on the island. The food has evolved into living creatures for some reason, which is totally fine because it's an animated movie.
And you can do that in animated movies. You can even do that on YouTube channels.
Sure, yeah. Were there fruit that...
Yeah. What if we had a fruit that talked?
Oh my god, we need to write that down.
We should write that down. It could be like annoying or something like that.
No, I wouldn't want it to be annoying.
Oh, okay. The movie picks up exactly where the first one left off. So and they do a pretty good recap that isn't boring. So you don't need to rewatch the first one if you want to go see this one. And if you've never seen the first one, you don't even need to, except for that's an awesome movie and you should totally see that. I think it was a good premise for a story. However, the script did not do it justice.
Yeah, it seemed like they kind of like, when they were talking about how do we make a sequel, someone was like, let's make the food turn into these animals.
And someone's like, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a scene where all they do is just say the names of the animals because we don't want to have to put any kind of effort into this script.
I appreciate a good pun, and this movie is filled with them.
Shrimpanzees.
The brim.
Crocodile Supreme.
The boat has a leak!
The boat has a leak, which was way funnier in the trailer than it was in the movie.
Well, it's because we've seen it like 13 times
I thought
already.
the timing was better in the trailer than it was in the movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what
are you
they're
gonna
meant to do. They want to
about
draw you into the theater so you can go see it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Can I talk about what I really liked about the movie?
Is
before
here
we
the
go into
thing?
everything?
The things right
This
here?
is it right here.
Bring the thing.
Currently, this is the thing, and I loved more than anything the design of this movie.
Beautiful.
And it's because the first one had a really unique design too. I love the cartoony kind of Muppety things happening with the big mouths and the big eyes, and they're really doing things with computer animation that like other companies aren't really kind of doing, which is very Looney Tunes-esque fun movements.
But
stuff
still
like
with the dimensions of kind of like that Pixar 3D. We saw this in 2D. See it in 3D if you're going to see this movie.
Yeah, oh yeah, we did miss out.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Real cool. The characters are very cute. The dimensions, like you could tell that they made this for 3D, and we really did ourselves a disservice by seeing it in 2D.
Also, just kind of like the design of everything, including the backgrounds, the locations, they're all like kind of those like little golden book kind of like old school like drawings, which I think are very cool.
that come to life.
And it lends well to the whole storybook aspect of the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs origin, which is the old book from way back when, which never had a sequel, but you know, now we have a sequel.
Now we know why. The actors' voice acting was phenomenal. We had Kristen Schaal in there, who's just always dynamite. Will Forte was incredible. Bill Hader brings it. Andy Samberg plays Baby Brent. Still super funny. Neil Patrick Harris
is Steve.
Real good as that little monkey. Anna Faris.
Man, I loved his line where he was like, Steve.
Nailed it.
Thanks,
Nailed
man.
it.
Thanks.
For the threequel, let's get some Zaragoza.
Why not? You don't need to pay Neil Patrick Harris $4 trillion. I'll take 2.
The only thing is that I feel bad about this. They replaced Mr. T with
with Terry Crews.
With Terry Crews, and I didn't notice.
Yeah, I noticed.
But you did?
Yeah, I mean, Mr. T has such an recognizable voice.
Yeah, but Terry Crews did a bang-up job as well. So acting, A+.
We've got our 3 acts normally in these movies, in most movies, and I felt like the first act solid, really funny, really well done stuff. Like Ross said, it just cuts right from the end of the first movie right into the sequel, which was fun. But then it starts, once it gets into the second act where they're on the island, you're just kind of like, the design here is amazing. The creatures are really, really cool, but the story was kind of like, I was looking at my watch.
Yeah, I'm so happy it wasn't just me. I felt bored at certain parts. I was like, this is moving very slowly.
Yeah, this one feels way more like a kid's movie than the first one did. The first one had the Pixar sensibilities where they were kind of like like, we want the adults to have a great time too. It's very witty writing, very funny dialogue, all this and that, great actors, great improv. And then the second one is just kind of like, let's try to reproduce that, but we kind of fell flat a little bit.
Final reviews. Should they go see it?
Yeah, I think you should go see it. Again, I think it's a celebration of fantastic animation, character design, and voice acting, and that alone is enough of a reason to go see the movie. So with that said, I give this movie a 7 out of 10 because I love the animation, I love the colorful, just everything, this character design, and I kind of want to see it in 3D now.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I think that the story was almost there. The acting was great. The visuals are really cool. The script writing for me is one of the most crucial things when I go see a movie. So I'm actually going to give it a 6 out of 10. I'd still say go see it, but see it in 3D. I think that would have bumped it up to a 7 for me.
I agree. And plus, the goddamn movie is so fucking adorable. It's ridiculous.
It's
the
cute.
strawberry character. Like, take your girl to go see this movie.
Yeah, she'll love that part.
I mean, the pickle people and the little marshmallow babies. It's just, it's so ooey gooey cute that I was like, oh, cute little strawberry boy.
Yeah, and I thought it was cute to a fault, where I was like, they're focusing way too much on bringing up characters that I think they're going to try and turn into merchandise.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm too jaded.
Exactly. No. And that's why I was saying it kind of sounds like from the very beginning of this thing, they were like, let's design these really cool food animals and then build a story around that.
So we're not the only ones that got a chance to see this movie. On Rotten Tomatoes, 61% of the critics liked it, but 83% of the viewers liked it.
And also on IMDb, the score is a 6.5 out of 10, which is not so bad, if I say so myself.
Not so good either.
Thank you guys so much for watching the new Movie Things show. If you want to join us on our Movie Club show, which is our show where we watch movies on Netflix, you can always go to netflix.com/sourcefed and get a whole month of free streaming movies. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
A whole month?
Yeah, a whole new month.
I'm Ross Everett. That's where we'll be. Just you and me.